Diamond in the Snow by Jonathan Emmett, illustrated by Vanessa Cabban. Cold diggity, gasped Mole, as he burrowed out of the ground one afternoon. Whatever's this? It was the middle of winter, and the woodland was covered in a thick blanket of snow. Mole had never seen snow before. It made the woodland look strange and beautiful, so Mole left his hole and set off to explore. It was so quiet, as if everything had fallen under a magic spell. Mole wandered on enchanted, until suddenly he found himself sliding down a steep, snowy bank. "Oh!" cried Mole, as his paws slipped from under him. "Whee!" he shouted as he sped down the slope. "Oof!" he groaned as he crashed into a tree trunk. Mole picked himself up, and then gasped with surprise. Something smooth and sparkly was sticking out of the snow beside him. Mole was sure that it hadn't been there a moment ago. "It's as if it appeared by magic," thought Mole. "It looks like a diamond," he decided. "I must take it home." Mole carried the diamond back up the steep bank. It was hard work. The diamond had become wet and slippery, and was very difficult to hold. "Drat!" said Mole as he stumbled, and the diamond shot up out of his paws. "It's as if it's trying to escape," gasped Mole as he chased it down the slope. "Perhaps it's a magic diamond," he thought. "Phew," panted Mole when he finally reached the top of the bank. He was hot and tired, but he hurried on, anxious to get home. By now he was sure that the diamond was magical, because it was changing shape in his paws. He was almost home when he suddenly realized that his arms were empty. The diamond had disappeared, right from under his nose. Just then, a snowball came whizzing through the air, closely followed by Hedgehog, Squirrel, and Rabbit. "Hello, Mole," said Hedgehog cheerily. "Do you want to come snowballing with us?" asked Squirrel. But Mole was still staring unhappily at his empty paws. "What's wrong, Mole?" asked Rabbit. So Mole told them all about the magic diamond, how it had appeared from nowhere, and changed shape and tried to escape, and how it had finally disappeared from under his nose. But Mole could tell that his friends didn't really believe him, so he took them back to the tree trunk where the diamond had first appeared. "That's where I found it," said Mole, pointing down into the snow. Rabbit, Hedgehog, and Squirrel were all smiling. "Look," said Rabbit, pointing up into the tree. Mole squinted up, and then he saw them. The tree above them was filled with hundreds of diamonds. They were hanging from every branch. "They're icicles," said Squirrel. "They're just frozen water," said Hedgehog. "The one you found must have melted in your paws," explained Rabbit. "So it wasn't magic then?" said Mole sadly. "Not really," said Rabbit kindly. The four friends set off up the bank again, but when they got to the top, Mole glanced back to take one last look at the icicle tree. "Wait a minute," he said excitedly. "Look!" The sun was setting over the snowy woodland, casting its last rays into the branches of the tree, making each icicle shimmer with a beautiful golden light. It was the most spectacular thing any of them had ever seen. Mole, Rabbit, Hedgehog, and Squirrel stood staring at the tree enchanted until the last of the light had died away. "That was marvelous," sighed Rabbit as they made their way back through the woodland. "Wonderful," agreed Hedgehog. "Fantastic," added Squirrel. "You see," said Mole, grinning proudly. "I told you they were magic."